Hey smokers, Jargo1 here. Today we're going to be installing Windows Neptune. Now Windows Neptune is a build of Windows 2000 that was aimed at the home market. See, Windows 2000 was mainly more enterprise focused, business focused. You may have used it while you're in school at some point in time. It never saw a home targeted release with home features, such as parental controls, for example. So we're going to go ahead and install this in our Windows XP era MSI motherboard in a box. Now, as you can see here on this screen, it says we have our DVD drive, and we also have a RAID. Now, it's not actually a RAID. It's actually just a SATA port on the motherboard, but for some reason it's permanently linked to the RAID controller. If that becomes a problem, I may have to mess around in the BIOS to see if I can change that, because something tells me that Windows Neptune won't like context of a RAID. As you can see up in the top here, it says Neptune Setup. I think that's appropriate because the whole screen is blue. But all Windows setup screens are blue until Windows Vista. Setup is starting Neptune. While we're waiting, actually, I have something I did want to talk about. These streams on the channel, I do live streams on the channel. I don't know if everybody knows about that, but I did a poll asking people if I should relegate the stream recordings to a playlist on the channel and keep all the streams unlisted, or should I just publish them absolutely after it's done and everybody gets to see it and it goes into the subscriber feed. And I did a poll using YouTube's community poll feature, and it said overwhelmingly yes, public all of the streams so they can be seen. However, when I did the community poll, apparently that only hits the mobile users. And it even gets users. I even got a vote from one guy who wasn't subscribed to my channel, and he didn't even know who I was or what my channel was. He just saw it pop up in on mobile, on his feed, and he voted on it and said, "What the fuck is this? Well, YouTube sucks. What is going on?" So, if people were voting that weren't even my subscriber, I can't really trust that vote. So currently we're keeping it the way it is. I could do another vote on Twitter, but not everybody's on Twitter, so it really just would be a minority vote. Okay, this has been sitting here for more than 15 minutes, doing absolutely nothing. So my guess is that it could be any number of issues, but instead of troubleshooting those issues, why don't we just switch to another motherboard? Now, for the past two or multiple videos, I've been using a AMD K6 motherboard that's very period correct for Windows 95, Windows 98. It actually has the absolute minimum system requirements for Windows Neptune, so we're just going to use that because older shit is likely to work, more likely to work than newer shit. Okay, we're on the K6 motherboard, and it's doing its thing. Now this motherboard only has 32 megs of RAM in it, which is the minimum for Windows Neptune. So we'll see if it can get past this screen. The ACPI BIOS in the system is not fully compliant. And here we go, a very efficient step-by-step diagnostic process to get us to where we want to go. Swap out the motherboard and all hardware, and disable ACPI. So we're good. To set up Windows 2000, as you can see now it says Windows 2000 Professional, center. Now right now I am actually using the SATA to IDE. Right now I'm using the SATA to IDE adapter to use a 2.5-inch SATA drive with this machine, just because I didn't have a spare one and I didn't want to overwrite Nashville, although I probably should. Just going to wipe out this drive that had Windows XP on it. There we go. Now we're back to unpartitioned space. There we go. And, you know, this process... So I left for a while because it took a really long time. I think it took like well over an hour. I came back to the computer boot looping over and over again. So we're going to go back into the setup and press F7 a lot. Okay, let's start over. Unformatted or damaged? Or damaged? I've never seen that before. Oh, okay. Okay, so since the format took so long, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this drive out of the computer. I'm going to go format it on another computer that's good, and then bring it back, format it with NTFS, and then we'll continue. Oh, it doesn't like that I formatted the drive properly. Oh, never mind. I think we're okay. We're not even done setting up yet. Okie doke. Finally, we're here. Alright, so let's go ahead and start. It's going to search for the disk. We're going to say yes. And here we have our NTFS partition properly formatted by not this computer. All this was a quick format on Windows 10. Took about 5 seconds. We don't want to reformat it. Leave it intact. No changes. And now we're actually going to copy the files to the disk. Now, if it failed at formatting the disk and then it tried to copy files, what happens after it copies files is usually, with almost all of these, is that it will restart the computer automatically and start the setup from the files it put on the drive. Now, if the drive was damaged, or, well, if the file system was damaged, it fucked up its formatting, then this process might not have gone so well, and that's probably why we had that boot looping, because it just restarted when it couldn't find an OS. So, whatever. We'll wait for this and get to the install. So I'm guessing that maybe Neptune doesn't like my SATAD ID adapter. Whatever, it's fine. But I have another drive here. As you can see, it's a Windows 98 drive. It had some sort of installation on it. Doesn't boot up, as you can see, or at least it wouldn't on this motherboard. So we're going to wipe this. This is probably like a 20 gig drive or something, or maybe 8. Fuck, I don't know. And we'll try just a dead simple, IDE drive. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the reason I'm switching to another drive now is because when I tried to boot off of this, it said it had a read error. Guess I could have recorded that. Oh well. Yeah, really not descriptive at all. It was just try to boot, and it's like, read error, press Control, delete to restart. It's like, okay, that's pretty vague. There's probably nothing wrong with this. Alright. Okay, so we're back here for like the third or fourth time. We can see that there is a FAT32 partition here. Maybe to avoid any of the reformatting weirdness, let's see if we'll just install onto FAT32. As far as I know, you can even get XP to install on FAT32. Maybe even Vista? No, I don't know about Vista. But, yeah. So maybe we can just hit install here, leave the current file system intact, and it'll rewrite the boot sector to point to the installation files. So our weird 98 install on there will just not be a problem. And if I did have any files on there I needed, like some games or something, they'll still be on there, so we could possibly use those for testing. Holy shit. A lot of times I walk away from the computer because there's a lot of loading bars, and I just go and like do other things. And so I walked away when this was coming up, and I'm like, holy shit, I want to see this. Wow, look at this. Look at that logo there. Holy shit. It just says Neptune installation in progress. Now, what caused me to run over is I saw that it was multiple OS selection. I was able to select, I think, between Windows 98 and Windows Neptune. I was like across the room, so I didn't really see it. So, yeah, I guess that's gonna go. Comments? Oh my god. Submit a comment. You are submitting a comment regarding the appearance or functionality of the quote-unquote Neptune setup window. Thank you for your feedback. We have captured an image of the window, so you don't need to describe the contents. I guess... So that means that I can have a problem with the submit a comment window, right? Oh my god. You are submitting a comment regarding the appearance or functionality of the submit a comment window. Thank you for your feedback. We have captured an image of the window, so you don't need to describe the contents. This feedback is anonymous, but consider leaving your name/alias so we can follow up on your comment if necessary. How many users would see this problem? Almost nobody. Or a lot of people, considering how many people watch this video. How bad is the problem? Well, there isn't a problem. Well, almost nobody. A tad bit redundant. So it gives you the option to submit. But where does the submission go? I don't know. Somewhere. And all the while it was installing in the background. Forgot to turn down my fucking ISO. Actually, it's not Windows Neptune, it's Microsoft Neptune. Microsoft Windows Neptune? It's not like it's Microsoft XP, Microsoft 2000, Microsoft 98, Microsoft Millennium Edition, Microsoft Vista, Microsoft 7. So it's definitely Windows. It even has that, rainbow flag tails there. Neptune, 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 Neptune. Word has lost all meaning. Welcome to the... So this does look like the Windows 2000 setup. I don't know why it wouldn't. Man, last time I installed Windows 2000, man, that must have been... Was that the SD card video 4 years ago? I must have done it more recently than this. It's done doing that step, so let's go to the next. Computer name. Neptune. Not like I have any networking hardware here at all. I mean, it thinks it's 1995. That's totally fine by me. Oh god, this hard drive is slow as balls. Networking components, I didn't ask for this. This looks more like Windows Vista Windows 7 install screen than the Windows XP. I think they were going back to a form. Man, I love Windows 2000 so much. I just want that interface back. It's so clean. Hey. We have successfully completed Neptune setup. If there's a CD in your drive, remove it. Yes, sir. Oh, shit! I don't know if you saw that, but I had draped the cable over the hard disk, and the opening of the drive almost pulled the hard disk away. Oh, look at this! Look at this old blue CD. This disk is really old. Like, I mean, really old. Alright. We'll see if Neptune has the drivers for the sound card, and if it has drivers for the video card, once it finishes installing, of course. So as you can see, we have Microsoft Neptune and Microsoft Windows as choices. If we actually were to choose Microsoft Windows, it would just try and start Windows 98 again, and that wouldn't work. So we're just going to do Neptune there. And again, we get that under construction screen. Ooh. Oh shit. But it still has this starting up bar like Windows 2000 did. Ooh, I like that color. That's a good color. You can't tell. But that's we have your video drivers installed color. It's one of the it's one of the 16 colors. Comments. Let's leave some comments on the please wait dialog. Oh yeah. I don't know when it submits those comments. Now, one of the things I read on WinWorld's website is this build, I think this is the only build, the 5.5.5111, is that apparently when it first starts up, there's a service that's quote-unquote misbehaving, and it's slow as balls. Well, it's going to be slow as balls anyway, because we're on 32 megabytes of RAM. I could probably throw some more RAM in there. I mean, I got, like, sticks of it right here. Ooh, audio hardware. Searching for drivers. Media. Oh, great. So every single window has the comments thing. So you can screenshot any window and it sends it to Microsoft. It's not going to find it. Windows was unable to locate a driver for this device. Really? Well, Windows Chicago could find a drive for it, and it worked. Windows Nashville found a driver and it worked. What's the holdup? Oh, we're actually fully started up now, apparently. Enter the name of the first person using this computer. This is a pre-release Microsoft utility. Oh, I just noticed I didn't actually have to enter a product key, but I have a product key. So, drug, I guess. I mean, it's a Sound Blaster 16, I guess, or Sound Blaster something. Let's not restart the computer yet. I want to get to the bottom of this. Ooh, look at this. Oh, shit. Ooh, look at this. Microsoft Neptune. Oh, yeah. Folder options is an option, okay. Add remove hardware. Wait, if this is NT, that should give us device manager as well. This is going really slow. But it's looking gorgeous, so it's fine. Oh my piss. What is all of this? Okay, so basically it found the display adapter, 3 Rage Pro, but everything else didn't work. So we have audio codecs, legacy audio drivers, legacy video capture devices, media control device, standard game port, but this is what we need the driver for. And for some reason the video controller VGA compatible is not. So we're going to reinstall the driver. This time I'm going to go to the list of drivers and see if I can just pick out one that works. This is a very generic sound card. I don't think we can go really wrong here. There's Sound Blaster 16 or R32 compatible. Let's try that one because it says the word compatible. Okay. Probably won't work, but we'll see. If not, then we'll try something else. Thus far, I've been able to get audio working in all these, so your system is low on virtual memory. No shit. So my camera stopped recording, but it finished installing the device, and I'm just sort of sitting here waiting for it to stop churning. Now I'll need to restart the computer, but what I'm really going to do is I'm going to shut it down and install some more RAM. Because holy balls, are we running out right now? The only option in the corner is to power off. It just says power off. It doesn't say shut down. It says power off. Let's try it again. Power off. There it goes. Oh, hibernating? No, bad. I did not click hibernate. I clicked power off. So now that I've increased the memory size, or I'm going to increase the memory size, let's see what we got here, then it might screw up now that it's hibernated, because if it returns from hibernation and suddenly it has more RAM, it's going to shit its pants. Alright, there's our RAM slot. There. So let's power back on. Alright, let's see how much RAM we have now. 200? 300? 400? 500? 544 megs. Okay. That's interesting. Woo! That was fast. Okay, more RAM made all the boot time difference. That's for sure. I guess it was hibernating, quote unquote. Oh, don't right click on things. Alright, okay, there we go. Notice that the sound didn't work. Still says we have 32 megs of RAM like I was afraid of, but it seemed to start up way faster. So does that mean it's only going to look for 32 megs of RAM to address? I don't know. Physical memory total. 32 megs. That doesn't help. So it just restored from hibernation. We need it to shut off and not hibernate. Where's that command? Well, you can use a run command that shuts down the computer. But it doesn't work. So what do you do when you need to shut off a computer without hibernation. That. Okay. Now we're doing a startup. Fresh one. As you can see, it's not as fast as the last one, because we're not restoring from hibernation. Screw the disk checking. See if we get any sound. It's trying. Speaker popped a little bit. Now it's not doing anything. Bullshit, it just took a long time. Like a really long time. Okay, so we're back. And it does have a little sound icon in the bottom, although you can't see it, because the hard disk is in the way. Let's see if we can make it make a sound. It is making the speaker pop. So it's like it wants to work. Every time I do that, it makes the speaker pop. Now, don't ask me how I still have these, but apparently back in the day, I got a couple, I must have downloaded the drivers for this sound card. These are probably DOS drivers, so they probably won't work on NT, but I can still try and throw in the disk, see what happens. This is a good sign here. Install! There's no way this is gonna work. Let's test it first. See if I can test it. Because if it doesn't work there, it's not gonna work at all. Various features of Sound Blaster. It identifies the base I/O address, interrupt, and DMA channel. Okay. Hardware cannot be detected, probably because it's running in a DOS box. Okay, fine. I'll just find another sound card to put in the computer. And since I can't actually shut this down properly without it hibernating itself, I just have to kill it. Okay.
This is a Creative Sound Blaster 16
value. Shouldn't be able to go too wrong here. Should have the drivers in Neptune. This one, kind of a wild card, let's be honest. No pun intended.
This is shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about this. I showed this in like a previous video. MIDI land. It's MIDI land. And the funny thing is this card couldn't do MIDI for shit. Well, let's make this work. This time we got a 16-bit ISA. This is kind of awkward because the card is actually hitting the power connector. So it's not actually going down. Okay, it's there. Okay. Now since I uninstalled the driver, we will have to install the driver again. Let's see if it installed it automatically, or it'll detect it and allow me to do it as it's starting up here. Nope, just started up quicker than normal. I want to select hardware from... Well, let's see if it'll search for it. Sound Blaster 16 is like the most common sound card from back then, so it's gotta be able to just find it on its own. And there you go. Install Sound Blaster 16 or All32 compatible. The thing I just frickin' installed. We're gonna have to install it again. Fine, sure, whatever. So what doesn't work with MIDI land may work with... Probably do need to restart. I have to force it to shut down again. Because otherwise, it'll just hibernate. Well, let me just try and click the button one more time, just in the exception where it does actually power off and doesn't hibernate. It's fucking hibernating. See, I knew it was going to do that. Now, you might say there's probably a way to change the behavior of the shutdown button. Fair enough. But fundamental functionality that's been there and is still there to this very day in Windows 10. When you click that start button, you click the button, it's going to either give you an option to shut it down or do something else. It's not just going to go straight to hibernate. I suppose I could disable hibernation power options and it wouldn't do that anymore. Sounds working. It's low, but it's working. Power options. Save application states on power off. That's hibernation, isn't it? Disk space required for saving application states. What the fuck? Well, I guess this is what I wanted, so... Hey! I know you guys can hear that. So, that's now turned up. And now it's time to play a MIDI file, which of course it'll have no problem doing because, well, let's face it, it's a Sound Blaster 16. It's gonna just work. I shouldn't have been an idiot and used the MIDI land card thinking, oh, it's old, it's 8-bit, it'll figure it out. Just keep it relevant. So now there's this cool, I will say, I thought my graphics card was failing when I saw these little orange lines here. But now that I'm seeing them this many, it's just sort of like an orange stylistic choice. Windows 2000 was kind of like too bland, so they had to get a hint of like orange zest to it, you know, keep it fresh. So one thing I forgot to do here is this tile. There we go. Now we're using Windows 2000. Okay, so we want to go to media here, and let's play this, I guess. Oh, I didn't even need to click it. I could have clicked it in the... Okay, you get the idea. It works, and so does this. That is just that's the best Windows logon sound that there is. So I got the sound working, we got the video working. So now what? Well, remember, this was a Windows 98 hard disk that had an installation on there somewhere. So that means I probably have some files in here that were from that installation. I can see there's some drivers here. Nothing's there, though. How about program files? Lego Media, Constructive, Creator. Is this the icon? Or there we go. Creator. Please reinstall Microsoft Games, Age of Empires. Ah! Shit! Fucking made me piss my pants. You can't do single player without the CD. I mean, we could put the CD in there. Holy crap! That took way longer than it should have. And now it's actually using the CD audio. And it alt-tabbed because it auto-runned. No, not multiplayer. God damn it! Oh great, MIDI channel 10 got fucked. For those of you familiar with MIDI, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was switching back and forth between MIDI and the CD audio, so it's just terrible. Actually, all instruments went to piano as well. Oh, now it's fuck the CD audio then. Let's just use MIDI. Okay. So as you can see, we are on Windows Neptune, and this is working. No problem, right? I don't really need a different second house. Fuck off. So, I mean, I always test this game to check if stuff is working. I mean, this is a game that's really easy to run. I mean, this runs on React OS, so nothing really that special here. I mean, it has the music, right? So that's good. Now, we do have a 3D, whatever the fuck in there, and 3D Rage Pro. So why don't we try something that requires 3D? Now, we tried this with Longhorn. It did not work. So we'll try this with Neptune now, and see if it works. Oh crap, the fucking Lego Creator thing is still there. What do you mean other running copies? Copies of what? Okay, it's done. Looking good so far. And now it wants to do the first time configuration while it's actually starting up, so that's pretty great. Direct 3D support. There we go. ATI Technologies 3D Rage Pro PCI. Since you have chosen Direct 3, Unreal Tournament will attempt to use this video card's driver for Direct 3D support. However, some 3D card drivers must be updated in order to work reliably with blah 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 blah. Failed to pre-allocate initial textures out of memory. Well, probably out of video memory. So I'll just do software rendering instead. Oh, fuck. Software rendering.
But that means it's going to run like piss. Okay, well, I mean, it works. Just had to use software rendering, which looks like shit. Probably if I updated my settings, it would be a lot better. Oh, great. I have to use the mouse. Okay, that's fine. See, this is how you win games right here. Oh, you're done. You're done, son. Got him. Whoa. Alright. Well, that wasn't embarrassing at all. So, Unreal works-ish. Age of Empires works fine. This is Windows Neptune. Now, one of the things I did want to demonstrate, and I thought was kind of interesting... Ah, shit! That was the hard drive. It impacted. Ooh. It just parked itself. Uh-oh. Windows was unable to save the data for the file device, hard disks, volume 1, documents and settings, Draga NT-user dat log. The data has been lost. This error may be caused by a failure of your computer or hardware or network connection. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I've never done that before. So my recording time ended, and I don't know if it recorded the hard disk falling off of its current perch here, and then the computer was kind of locked up, and I got an error message saying it could not write files. Delayed write failed was the error message. Started, hopefully it survives and didn't get a head crash. Doesn't look like it. Alright, we're back. So it looks like everything's okay. Anyway, what I was trying to do before was take a look at the control panel here. Now, this was... So we got users and passwords and Windows identities. Why did the whole screen... What the fuck is this? Oh my god, this is like the precursor interface to like Windows XP's change my user shit. And now I got a whole new interface here. And the backwards and forwards buttons at the top don't really do anything. Create a new account. This is what I wanted to try. Noob. Okay. Create account. It's now, by default, called a child account because it is a managed account. So we have owner, which is essentially you have all the administrative privileges. Adult, which you have no administrative privileges, but you can look at porn on the internet. And child, where you can not have administrative privileges and you can't look at porn on the internet. So, and then guest, where you just don't, I don't know. That's what I'm guessing. So I wanted to test the child option here to see what sort of limitations it has when we switch over to that account type. So we're going to cancel that, leave it just how it is. Are there pictures we can choose from? Oh, there are. These didn't make it to Windows XP, I'll tell you that. Now this is something you'd never see in Windows 2000. It was just cold corporate business only. This is a very consumer friendly kind of thing going on here. So there we go. Now there's not a lot of default images to choose from, but whatever. So done changing noob. So we'll close this. And then the operating system looks pretty much the same. I will log off. And this is where it looks kind of funny. This is the start screen. This is the login start screen for Neptune. This is what it's actually supposed to look like. So we have guest user, noob, and Draga. And I can turn off the computer here, or I guess it'll just hibernate it, because it just pain in my... Wait a minute, I turned off hibernation. Fuck, I've just been fucking up the computer. Okay, so click on noob. It'll start going. Can noob play Unreal Tournament? I don't know. So, okay. So let's see. So we can still look at this. Still look at my computer. Let's take a look at control panel. Well, it looks pretty much the same. We are a noob right now, so We can't click on the users and groups. That's totally gone. Can I go to add remove hardware? You do not have sufficient security privileges to install. Okay. How about administrative tools? Well, I can go in there. How about performance? Okay, well I can look at that. That's just looking at the performance. What about computer management? Well, I can go in there. So that wasn't really effective. So, display. I can change the resolution. Actually, I think I'm going to keep that resolution because it's easier for you guys to see it. It's pretty generous with the sound stuff. I don't really want to mess anything up. I could fuck up the security settings here. Can I set it to low? Okay, I changed that. Can I change the power options? See, when I was a kid, I just fucked around with this with administrator privileges, you know, so I didn't fuck anything up. Alright, so let's go to Internet Explorer. We don't have internet right now, but... Oh, look at that. Don't have sufficient privileges to complete the internet connection wizard. Okay, so it's not that we can't run Internet Explorer, it's that the connection wizard is what would automatically come up, and we can't use it. So can we file a bug as a kid? Initialization of help center failed. We got anything here? This probably worked back when you had internet, back when this was in development, probably. Overall, Windows Update, let me Windows Update. Connect me to the internet. Windows Update, the online extension of Windows 2000. Connect me to the internet. But I don't have sufficient privileges. There's not that much difference, to be honest. Add remove programs? Can I remove a program? Can I get rid of Unreal Tournament? Aha! Some programs will not install correctly if you do not have administrator privileges on this computer. If you know... Okay, so basically ask for permission every single time. Oh, okay, so run it as Neptune Noob, okay. So it's not running as administrator, basically. And it doesn't need administrator privileges to remove Unreal Tournament. So I mean, it doesn't totally lock it down. Like, you could still fuck around with stuff. Can I change the virtual memory size? I guess not. Minesweeper works. Outlook Express. The old favorite. Oh, now the internet connection works. Wizard works because we are on the admin user. So now we can launch Outlook Express. Fuck off. Apparently we can't add a comment to Outlook Express. So now let's log off. There's no switch user, I don't think. Let's go to Noob again. And now that we've already done the internet connection setup wizard, we should be able to just launch Internet Explorer. Apparently you have to do that for every single user. That's a pain in the ass. Alright, at least it logs off pretty quick. Let's take a look at the guest user. Guest user takes some time to load. Guest user does not appear to be very functional. Control-Delete just restarted the computer. Not used to having that happen immediately from within an OS. I'm not complaining. So there was one more thing I wanted to try if this ended up working. And that would be, your machine has recovered from a fatal system failure. Never seen that before. Alright, so Windows Neptune works pretty much exactly the same as Windows 2000. As far as I can tell, there's not really anything that different that makes it broken or not work in some ways, other than it doesn't have the best drivers for my video card, but then again, the video card might actually not be good enough to run Unreal. So yeah, that's Windows Neptune. Thanks everybody for watching. We're going to have some more Windows beta weirdness coming up next week, probably. So I will see you then. Have a good one. And we'll actually power off now. Shutting down. Hey! Where's the button?